Hi, my name's Janie, and I like to call myself an almost bookworm. Basically, I'm a casual reader, but with a more fun name. I was the type of person to read maybe 3 to 5 books a year, but this year something happened with my reading habits and I've read 18 so far. And I just wanted to share how that happened. I feel like we've all been in that place where we set a goal for how many books we want to read. Maybe it's like a book a month or 100 books a year, whatever it is. Everyone aims for something. This year, I decided to stop doing that and just chill out. I found that it made me anxious and it kind of felt like I was reading more out of obligation instead of just wanting to read on my own. If I'm gonna read, I want it to be because I chose to, not because I have this like random number hanging over my head like a threat. Even though I knew deep down that I probably wasn't going to read, I would put my book in my backpack and just take it places and see what happens. Sometimes, if, the vibe was right, maybe I would actually read a few pages. It wasn't anything crazy, but I think it made reading overall like a more natural, convenient, and like less pressure type of activity. I know I sound like a broken record because I talk about it so much on this channel, but going to therapy has made me want to seek out more like low-key, chill hobbies, and one of those is reading. I like to read like something that's gonna make me, forget about my problems, or just like a way to escape, I guess. I can only do that for so long because eventually I do have to, do my therapy homework, which I am procrastinating on right now. Literally, I have therapy tomorrow. Okay, the biggest contributor in all of this is that I haven't had social media on my phone for over a year. And because of that, I haven't really had that much opportunity to like doom scroll or check in on what everyone's like outraged about today. I recently deleted like some games and stuff, and so now my screen time is like, let's see, an hour and a half-ish. So this is my weekly average-ish, and then let's see, that's the week before and the week before. So most of my screen time is literally just Safari. However, I do technically have one social media on my phone, and that's Yelp, but I'm just trying to check if the food is good somewhere, you know what I mean? I feel like that doesn't really count. I feel like I have a lot more peace and I have a lot more time that I can use to read. Reading is not my main hobby, and that's why I don't have like crazy book numbers, but I think overall it's been just like a net positive, but somehow I have saved time by not having them anymore. There's that. All right, listen. I am officially giving you permission to DNF a book, okay? If you're like me, you feel bad, you feel guilty, oh my god, come on, I should be able to read this. It's okay. You can you can DNF something. I DNF'd a book a couple of years ago that I ended up reading earlier this year that I ended up loving. Where is it? Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I read like 100 pages of this book a few years ago, and I just, for whatever reason, I wasn't in the mood, it wasn't the vibe. Does that mean that the book was bad? No. Does that mean that I didn't like this book? No, it ended up actually being one of my favorites this year when I tried to read it again, and I am giving you permission to DNF something if you're not enjoying it right now. I think before I've had this mentality of like, I have to finish it, I bought it. I don't really buy books that often either, so I feel like I have more of like a value in them. But like sometimes it's just, you don't really feel it, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like a mood reader, and maybe at the time I tried to read this, it wasn't the time, you know what I mean? And there's just some books that for whatever reason. Anyways, I've been rambling. It's okay to DNF, it's okay to pause and come back. It's okay to not finish a book and like just never come back to it. There is no book police telling you how to read your books and how to enjoy your hobby. Technically, I am telling you something, but like, I'm not an official, I'm not an authority, you know? I'm just some random person on the internet. But like, really, you can DNF something. It's okay. Okay? I usually have a cup of tea in the morning, and I started stacking that with reading a book sometimes. Remember, this is supposed to be like low pressure, so it's not all the time, but I'll read a few pages here and there. And I think that's helped me read a little bit more this year. If you already have some type of routine, it might be a little bit easier to tack on a little bit of reading at the end. Like, for example, sometimes I like to read before I go to bed, because I know I'm gonna be like laying down anyway, and reading actually makes me sleepy, so like might as well pair those together. As an almost bookworm, I know it sounds intimidating, but sometimes it might help to read multiple books at once. Right now, I'm reading Guards by Terry Pratchett and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, and I think I used to worry about getting confused, and so I've tried to read books that I think have very different genres and like very different things they're trying to say, and I think that helps me keep it organized. And sometimes, you know, I might want a more like funny and lighthearted story, and other times I want more like self-helpy stuff. And it's nice to have an option. I kind of see it like going to the buffet. Like you're limiting yourself to only scooping from like one tray of food, but there's all this other food you can eat from. You know what I'm saying? It's a buffet. There's other books out there. Read more books, eat more food. Variety. Reading has been something I've been wanting to do more of for a very long time, and I'm just really proud and really excited that for the first time ever in my life, I have reached double digits in books. And I just think that's something worth celebrating and something worth sharing, and I just kind of wanted to talk about, I don't know, some tips and how I did this. I don't think I'll be reading like 50 plus books a year. And I don't think I'll be doing like, you know, weekly book content, but it's nice to be able to share, I guess, reading as a hobby with people. If there's any other almost bookworms out there, maybe we can talk about the random books I read this year, which I am going to make a video about, I think December-ish. I feel like that's when people start posting those. So am I a bookworm now? No. But after this year, I'm almost one, and that's good enough for me. Anyway, tell me how many books you've read this year. I want to know the number. Whoa, earthquake. Uh-oh. Hopefully this video helped you. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time.